Hello everybody, welcome to Mantel Farm. It's been 3 weeks since we had a look at our hives as the season comes to a close. For this, our final video of the year from our apiary. We had some information fed back to us from our tutors that we may possibly have a queenless colony. So we have a little look inside the polystyrene national to check that they're okay. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them below. Most definitely
right,
smoking.
I think that's going.
We take a look to start with at our WBC colony.
So there's a few varroa on there, I can see. Not very many. It's a dead bee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't even know how long this has been on.
Probably
7.
since the weekend, so that's not
There's
bad,
about
is it?
10 or 12 on there. That white bit there again is a bit of the thymol.
Oh, the gel, isn't it? The
Gel, matrix, whatever you call it. We've got one tray there, which is probably the first one that went on, which is now completely empty. So we'll take that one away. I don't know about the other one.
It's still got a bit on it, hasn't it?
Still got sort of half the tray covered. I think what we'll do is when we get to it, we'll just tip it out on the top of the brood frames and they can take it away
that way, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 good seams of bees.
And a lot of bees, isn't there?
I mean, there are bees in these ones, but they're not what you call tight, whereas those are.
We didn't see a lot of varroa on our tray, which has been in since the weekend, so it's a good 3 days and very few varroa on there, so that's encouraging.
And that's sort of at the end of the treatment period, so as it only gets the phoretic mites, that's what you want to see. You want to see it sort of go down at the end.
Yeah. As we find the hive to be looking absolutely fine, we grab our eek on our special crown board with its cover quilt to keep the bees warm for winter.
Right, okay, so that's going to go on there and hopefully cover that over. Oh, you stupid girl, get out of the way. And yeah,
It goes on like this.
goes on like that.
And there's no worries with blocking the holes for ventilation.
And there's no worries about blocking holes for ventilation. I mean, the bees will get what ventilation they want by A, fanning, and B, the fact they've got an open mesh floor at the bottom, so it's going to be ventilated anyway. And this is just about making sure that they kept warm through the winter.
Roger cleans his gloves and his hive tool with a warm soda solution before inspecting the next hive, which is our polystyrene national, which our tutors have reported to us could possibly be queenless. So we take a further look to see whether they are.
Right, ladies, heads down, it's cover time.
Roger pops on a cover cloth to help keep the warmth in and to help keep the bees calm. It was reported to us on our training courses that the bees were a little bit stingy, which could be an indicator that they are queenless. However, they were bringing in plenty of pollen, which suggests that they're rearing brood. So, it's quite possible that there is still a queen inside. We move the hive around to the correct position for the winter, which is the warm position with the frames parallel with the entrance.
Oh, smells like ivy.
It's
Hello,
really strong.
Ivy.
It's
really strong, isn't it? It's probably the most pungent of the nectars, isn't it?
Probably is for in this country.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I would imagine that eucalyptus comes on pretty strong, which I suppose we'll find out in a week or two.
Yeah.
Roger pulls out the second frame from our polystyrene national hive and discovers some evidence that might suggest that the queen is indeed still present.
Okay, we've got seal brood, we've got old larvae, we've got young larvae, we've got seeds of royal jelly, pharyngeal gland bee food in these outer cells, and that's the second frame from the outside.
Yeah.
They're certainly not queenless.
That's a really good result. We were worried they were queenless, and Roger manages to find an abundance of brood, eggs, larvae, which is fantastic news. We don't need to panic.
Right, well, I think that proves that we're all fine. I think we're just going to shut this up now.
Yeah.
I don't see any point going any further. They obviously don't want us in there.
No.
They are a little grumpy, I have to say.
Yeah.
We make use of our old stand that did have our nuke boxes on to pop our polystyrene national and nuke box, so it's no longer on the floor. It's also a good idea at this time of the year to change your floors or to get rid of the debris that may be blocking the mesh ventilation at the bottom. Well, that brings us on to our next hive, which is our small polystyrene nucleus with our old queen.
There we go. It is a light.
Tried and trusted method there of...
Well, sometimes it sort of
Rejuvenate the
cakes inside, and if you're using sticks, they tend to get stuck across the barrel of the smoker, and if you then have to jar it to shake it all down onto the burning bit. Otherwise, it can have a fire gap which goes out and leads to it going out. Right, okay, so I'll start from here because it's the most convenient. On the outside of that frame, we've got a little bit of fresh nectar. We've got bees with pollen on their legs, which means probably the queen is in there somewhere. On the inside, we've got some sealed stores from before, some nectar, and again a few bees walking about with pollen on their leg.
It's not the queen there, is it?
Yes, it is.
She's quite small, isn't she?
Yeah, I think maybe they're not feeding her much because they're not. I think actually the ivy has only been really producing for about a weekish. And I got a lot of my queens are looking very small at the moment, and there's very little brood in most of the colonies.
So it's not something people should be immediately concerned about at the moment.
It is worth noting, if you are in any doubt about forage in your local area, it is worth adding a thick syrup, a 2-to-1, or an inverted syrup to fill your bees up for winter. It's not worth taking the risk and having your bees starve if you're not aware of there being an abundance of nectar or forage around your apiary.
So we've got two broods, haven't we? We've got the bottom one's the old stuff.
Yeah,
that's
we're going to
coming
take
off.
that away.
Top one's got the queen in it. And we've got some wet frames and a couple of super frames that we're going to put on here to give back to them as food, aren't we? So what, in your opinion, is best? Because we're just saying top or bottom. So if you put the super underneath the brood, the bees come up thinking it's forage and take it up into the brood, in theory.
Yeah.
If you put it above the crown board, they think they're robbing it out from somewhere else and take it down.
If you put it on top, there's always a chance that because there's a flow on at the moment, they'll refill it with ivy honey.
Right. Yeah.
If we'd have done it a month ago, it wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah.
But now that is an issue, and I think to be really safe, if we put them above, we would want to put a crown board or some impediment, a space, an empty super or similar, and then another board, and then the supers on top. So it really had to sort of go through the a lot of gates to get to them.
So if we
put them underneath, then their natural tendency is to move it up, and store it in the brood chamber, which is the top box of the lot.
So for us at the moment, the sensible thing probably would be to pop it underneath.
I think so. Yeah. I think what we need to do is lift this off as it is.
Yeah.
And put it down on there, and then
take the bottom bit away.
Take that bit aside. Put those straight on there, and then put this back on top, and then do the inspection if we're going to.
Okay. We've got a scrubbed up floor behind as well. So
we've got right. Well, we'll take the floor away and do it that way then.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there's quite a lot of bees on it. There's a lot of nectar in there as well. Look.
Oh, yeah. So they are. So because this is the first point where the bees come to, they're unloading nectar into this bottom brood box.
There's bees on that one.
Wow.
On that side.
There's a real smell of ivy now, isn't there? So that's what's coming in. We've got to move this out the way anyway.
We're going to move this out. I'm going to just shove this along to the end of the stand. I think we'll leave it there for the day. Or the rest of the day, and possibly tomorrow, maybe. I'll put this on top of there, actually.
Oh, yeah.
That'll fit. Yeah, those are all had honey in, so.
We place our wet frames underneath the brood chamber on our clean floor, so that the bees, in theory, can move this up.
So by decapping it, it makes them sort it and deal with it, doesn't it?
Yep. You don't uncap it, then they'll tend to leave it because it's finished as far as they're concerned. Ooh,
yeah.
They say it's finished, it's capped over. Well, we've got bees.
We've definitely
got bees.
Yeah.
I think we've definitely got bees. We've got pollen, new pollen. We've got, again, quite a lot of fresh pollen, so I wouldn't be at all surprised to find brood on the next frame, or maybe the one after that.
Tea brood, some cat brood on this side.
Yeah, a bit of cat brood on this side. A little bit. I think that'll do, really.
Yeah. With the supers underneath, is it something that we could do? Would you say we could take them off in a couple of weeks, or?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have a look. It depends on so many things. If the weather, if we had nice weather for a week and a half, they could fill the whole brood box and start putting stores down in the supers. If they're not able to go out because the weather turns a bit horrible, then they will probably very quickly get the stuff out of the supers and up into the top box. It does. It's as with so many beekeeping questions, it depends mostly on the weather, really.
Yeah.
Roger grabs our insulation quilt for our national hive to put on top of our crown board to keep the bees nice and warm over winter.
Toodle pip.
Well, yeah. Goodbye, Josh's mum. Thank you for putting millions of likes on the website for us.
Being our only viewer.
And anybody else who chances on our little show tonight. This afternoon. So goodbye, and do, if you have any questions, do please send them in on
absolutely
the
comments
on the website, and we'll try and answer them. Maybe not. Well, yeah, we will try and answer them sensibly.
We'll try and give the best answer we can.
Yeah.
And we'll see you all anon.
Well, that concludes the beekeeping season of 2021 here at Mantel Farm with myself, Josh, and Roger. We won't be stopping our output here on our YouTube channel, however. We will be posting videos on chicken keeping. Roger will still be stopping by through the winter months to some topical beekeeping videos, tips and advice. Our beekeeping courses will soon be on the website for 2022. And if you want the latest information on what we're all up to here at Mantel Farm, subscribe to our newsletter at our website at www.mantelfarm.co.uk. If you have any questions for beekeeping, chicken keeping, or whatever the topic of the video may be, and you can post those in the comments section below. Please like our videos, it's very important to us, and share those videos where you can. All of our videos enable embedding, so you can embed them if you wish, and don't forget to subscribe so that you're up to date with all the latest content here on our YouTube channel. So that concludes our beekeeping season here from our apiary at Mantel Farm. From all of us here at Mantel Farm, we wish you the very best with your beekeeping, and we hope you can join us for all of our other videos here on YouTube and for Beekeeping at Mantel Farm 2022. We'll see you then.